Have you ever seen a country where women are the ones who propose? Or a town that has just one resident, yet even has its own visa system? How about a street so steep cars must be parked sideways to avoid sliding away? Welcome to New Zealand, a land so eccentric that what sounds like a joke is often true. From hobbit villages to glowing caves, this nation at the edge of the world is unlike anywhere else on Earth. Join us as we explore 15 of the most bizarre and astonishing facts about New Zealand in today's travel documentary. New Zealand sits isolated in the southwestern Pacific, more than 1,200 miles away from Australia. It's made up of two main islands, north and south, plus over 700 smaller ones. Despite being slightly larger than Colorado, its population is tiny, just over 5.2 million people. But here's the kicker: there are 29 million sheep, meaning nearly 6 sheep for every person. The people are a diverse mix of European ancestry, indigenous Maori, Pacific Islanders, and a growing Asian community. English and Maori are the official languages, with Maori making a powerful comeback in schools and culture. And the landscape? From snow-capped mountains and glacial lakes to tropical rainforests and pristine beaches, you can literally ski in the morning and surf in the afternoon. Yes, Hobbiton is real. Nestled in the rolling hills of Matamata, Hobbiton is a fully preserved film set from The Lord of the Rings. Imagine strolling past 44 hobbit houses, tiny chimneys puffing smoke, and round green doors that look like they lead straight into Middle-earth. You can even grab a pint at the Green Dragon Inn, party under Bilbo's famous tree, or celebrate a birthday hobbit style. The locals, many of whom work as both farmers and Hobbiton tour guides, treat visitors like old friends, and the Maori call this magical spot the home of little dreams. So, would you sip a hobbit beer at Bilbo's house? Drop a 5 in the comments if yes, or a 6 if you think fairy tales are just for kids. New Zealand women are redefining beauty. Forget heavy makeup and fancy clothes. Here, natural is powerful. From hiking rugged trails at dawn to running farms or surfing alone at sunrise, Kiwi women live free, confident, and adventurous lives. And here's a historic fact: New Zealand was the first country in the world to give women the right to vote, in 1893. In many cities, women even take the lead in dating, often striking up conversations with strangers over coffee or hiking tips. Think you could keep up with their adventurous spirit? Comment with an 8, and I'll share some Kiwi-style tips for connecting with them. Imagine floating in complete darkness, guided only by the glow of thousands of tiny blue lights. This isn't science fiction, it's the Waitomo glowworm caves. Millions of glowworms, found only in New Zealand, light up the limestone caves like an underground galaxy. Drifting silently through these caves feels like flying through space. It's no wonder filmmakers often say it's more beautiful than CGI. For the Maori, these caves hold deep spiritual meaning, and for visitors, it's an unforgettable natural wonder. Forget luxury hotel jacuzzis. New Zealand offers something wilder. In Rotorua, the capital of hot springs, you can soak in cedar tubs surrounded by forests, or bathe in volcanic mud at the famous Hell's Gate Spa. Some spas even serve food cooked with geothermal steam, just like the Maori ancestors once did. And in Queenstown's onsen hot pools, you can soak while gazing at snow-capped mountains under the stars. For $30, $60, you're not just buying a bath, you're buying a ticket back to nature and to yourself. So tell me, would you choose a 5-star hotel or a wooden hot tub in the wild? Welcome to Dunedin's Baldwin Street, a road so steep that if you drop a tennis ball, it will roll almost endlessly. Every year, thousands of daring runners compete in a race to the top of Baldwin Street. The winner earns not just bragging rights, but a special Medal of Honor. And in winter, the street transforms into a natural ski slope. Once, the locals even tried to bake the world's steepest cake here, but the frosting slid right down before they could cut it. Locals are proud of their crazy street, printing it on mugs, t-shirts, and even dog collars. And after a Guinness World Records mix-up in 2019, Baldwin reclaimed its crown in 2020 as the steepest street on Earth. Now let's head to one of the quirkiest towns you'll ever hear about. Welcome to Wangamomona, a tiny settlement with only 30 to 40 residents. But don't be fooled, this is no ordinary town. In 1989, after disagreeing with government boundaries, Wangamomona declared itself an independent republic. Today, visitors can apply for a passport, attend national holidays, and even meet the president. Here's the twist: presidents here can be humans, dogs, or even goats. Yes, goats. The government building? It's not a parliament, it's a Victorian pub over 100 years old. Locals gather here to share stories, raise a glass, and sell those quirky passports for just a few dollars. Would you visit the Republic of Wangamomona? Comment President Goat if yes. In a world where countries choose mighty lions or eagles as their national emblems, New Zealand proudly chose the kiwi bird. This shy, nocturnal, flightless creature has a long, curved beak, and is the only bird in the world with a stronger sense of smell than sight. It uses its beak like a detective's tool to sniff out insects underground. And kiwi eggs? They're massive, up to 25% of the mother's body weight, making them some of the largest eggs in the animal kingdom. That's why New Zealanders proudly call themselves Kiwis, a symbol of authenticity, loyalty, and spirit. Touchdown in Wellington, and the first thing you'll notice isn't traffic, it's the wind. Known as Windy Welly, this capital city has the highest average wind speed in the world. Yet locals don't mind. They sip coffee outdoors, read books in parks, and stroll down Cuba Street, a colorful hub of musicians, artists, and vintage cafes. At night, Courtenay Place comes alive with jazz, indie, and Maori folk music echoing from cozy bars. Unlike many capitals, Wellington has no towering skyscrapers, no chaotic highways, just ocean views, manuka trees, and a relaxed vibe. It's proof that an ideal city doesn't need to be noisy to be full of life. Traveling in New Zealand isn't just sightseeing, it's adventure on another level. Here you can try heli fishing. That's right, fishing by helicopter in untouched alpine waters, where no one has ever cast a line before. At Milford Sound, towering cliffs rise above mirror-like black waters, waterfalls crash from dizzying heights, and clouds drift lazily like brushstrokes on a painting. It's often called the eighth wonder of the world. Then there's Lake Tekapo, glowing turquoise like a computer screen filter. At night, the sky fills with stars so bright you can see the Milky Way without binoculars. One of the most heartwarming traditions in New Zealand comes from the Maori people, who make up about 16% of the population. Their greeting, called hongi, involves touching noses to share the breath of life. It's not just a hello, it's a spiritual way of welcoming someone into the community. Maori culture is rich with meaning. Women have the right to propose marriage during ceremonies, offering a handcrafted token to their chosen partner. And of course, the haka, a powerful war dance that proclaims strength, pride, and identity, is now a global symbol of New Zealand. Nowhere else in the world can you rent a sheep. Yes, in regions like Waikato and Otago, farmers let tourists walk a sheep as if it were a pet. These woolly giants, weighing around 110 pounds, happily trot along while you groom them, call their names, and snap selfies in the meadows. With over 25 million sheep in the country, New Zealanders joke that every citizen technically owns about 5. Would you walk a sheep through the hills of New Zealand? If you thought festivals were only about dancing, music, and food, think again. In New Zealand, every festival transforms into an unforgettable work of art. In Wellington, the capital city, you'll find the breathtaking World of Wearable Art show. Here, models step onto the stage in outfits made not just from fabric but from recycled paper, wood, dried flowers, metal, and even electronic parts. And if you're in New Zealand during Chinese New Year, don't miss the Lantern Festival in Auckland or Christchurch. Imagine thousands of glowing lanterns floating through the night, with lion dances. Now let's talk about what it's like to actually live in New Zealand. Compared to major US cities like New York or San Francisco, living costs here are about 35 to 45% cheaper. For example, renting a one-bedroom apartment in Wellington or Christchurch ranges from $950 to $1,200 a month. Weekly grocery runs, packed with fresh produce, seafood, lamb, and fruit, average around $60 to $80. Public transport is reliable, with bus and train rides averaging $2 to $3 per trip, or $60 to $90 for a monthly pass. Altogether, a comfortable lifestyle in New Zealand costs around $1,300 to $1,600 per month, depending on the city and your lifestyle choices. If you thought New Zealand's cuisine was only about lamb and pies, prepare to be surprised. This is a true food lover's paradise, blending indigenous Maori traditions with international flavors. Start with hangi, a centuries-old Maori feast where meat and vegetables are wrapped and buried underground, slow-cooked with hot stones. No fire, no pans, just smoky, tender goodness that many call the ultimate underground barbecue. Of course, no New Zealand dinner is complete without roast lamb, served with baked potatoes and a signature gravy. And for dessert, pavlova, a light meringue cake with a crispy crust, soft center, and topped with fresh fruit. And there you have it, 15 incredible facts about New Zealand. From sheep culture and dazzling festivals to affordable living and mouthwatering food. Thank you so much for watching this travel documentary. We hope you've gained a new appreciation for this remarkable country. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating journeys around the world. We'll see you in the next video.